in an area about 10 to 20 yards. So one red ant colony would clear probably this whole circle of trees right here. And there would be paths all through here where the ants march out to kill their victims and then bring the food back to the colony. And basically, you don't mess with them. If you get a red anthill in your yard is dead. They eat all the grass, they kill all the other bugs, and they just grow bigger and bigger, and you're done. And when it gets into fields, they get colonies and they war, and it's just a giant mess. And so one springtime, we walked out, and the guy across the street from my house had this beautiful lawn that had been imported from some state that has green grass, unlike the state I grew up in. And it was like Kentucky bluegrass with sprinklers on it every night. It was lush and thick. And he was really proud of it, and it cost him $1,000, which I couldn't believe anyone was.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that either.
That was a long time ago. So
yeah, it was a lot of money to spend on a lawn back then in my neighborhood. But right in the middle of the Kentucky bluegrass lawn with the sprinklers every night, the beautiful green lawn, this big red anthill. The guy's doomed. His $1,000 lawn is just gonna get creamed. And we were like, Mr. Schmidt, Mr. Schmidt, the red ants are gonna kill your lawn. And they'd already started building ant highways, which are about 2 inches wide. You can see them, they're just highways of ants. Don't put your finger in there, because and Mr. Schmidt said some bad words. He was like, oh no, blankety blank blank. So he says, I'll give you $25 a piece if you can get rid of it.
Which is a lot of money.
Oh, it was a lot of money, right? I threw papers for a whole month every single day, and I didn't even make $25. $25, oh my gosh, that was a lot of money.
Back then.
Still not a small amount of money for a 15-year-old, 14-year-old kid. Anyway, well, I was working at the drive-in by then, but those are drive-in stories. This is earlier. So if we kill the red ants in Mr. Schmidt's Kentucky bluegrass lawn, we get $25 a piece, and that's a lot of money. And we were like, yeah. So we go and we get some shovels and some cans of Raid. And we go and we dig into the anthill, and the ants erupt out of there. And the red ants, just like all ants, have different classes of workers and queens and warriors. But red ants are big, so you can really tell the difference. Because a red ant warrior has a head about the size of like a little peanut. And when the warriors come out, they rear up and they're like, let's go! And they want to commit suicide in the millions to bite you. But we didn't know that yet. We're about to find out. So we dig into the red ant hole. We spray the Raid. The ants erupt, and we flee screaming, bitten by 100 red ants. Complete disaster, total rout.
You got bit by it?
Oh, I got bit. They got up under here and up under here, and retreat, run away.
Oh, come on.
Okay. Round one goes to the red ants, right?
Okay.
How many rounds are they?
Okay.
There's a lot.
Well, but look, there's $25 on the line, right? For all four of my friends, it's $100, right? So, all right. So,
Weed killer.
so we're gonna poison. So we get paper plates of honey. Pour the honey on there. And poison, whatever we use, some horrible ant poison or something. And we laid out like 10 paper plates of deadly honey poison. And stood back and go, ha ha ha. So the ants come out by the millions, and they start eating the poison, and they start dying. And then there's a ring of dead ants, and more ants come, until the paper plate is a giant heap of dead ants, and you haven't even dented the colony. It didn't work. We killed 1 million ants, but there's 100 million. So we're stymied. Round two goes to the ants, but at least I didn't get bit on round two.
Okay, round 3.
Round 3, right? Okay.
Round
So
2 is
I don't know if you guys know this, but I was kind of a nerdy kid. Like, okay, we've been going about this in a scatterbrained way.
No truck yet.
Next stop, library.
So
I need a book on red ants.
Oh.
Okay, so we read the book on red ants. It says, 3 feet below the center hole is a chamber with the queen. And if you kill the queen, the colony dies. Okay. We have shovels. We have duct taped things to hear. We got hats and towels and goggles and raid. And in we go. We're going for the queen. They erupt. We dig a hole in Mr. Smith's bluegrass lawn. We're covered from head to toe in red ants. We can't find the chamber. There's ants crawling on my face. And then the ants figure out how to get under the duct tape. So we leave a crater and shovels, abandon all gear, screaming down the block. Now the ants are trapped inside our pants. There's one inside the goggles. So round 3, ants. Yeah.
Round 4. Top.
So round 4
Round 18.
was not the safest plan, but we were acting irrationally after round 3 went so bad.
Okay.
So we go down to the Kerr McGee station and we buy a gallon of gas. Premium. Leaded Kerr McGee premium gasoline.
Oh.
We go back,
Get on your silks.
and we poured half a gallon of premium leaded gasoline down the hole. And then we got a match.
No, you're getting.
So my friend lights the match,
Oh no.
but we forgot to put the cap back on the gallon can. And there were vapors coming out, and we hear this woof, and the match goes out. We're like, what was that? And we look over, and in the shadow of the gas can, there's a plume of heat waves. And we're like, the gas can's on fire. What do we do now? Forget about the ants. There's a half a gallon of Kerr McGee unleaded gasoline on fire in the middle of Mr. Schmitz's yard. And we've got like, it's gonna explode. It's something horrible. So, my friend hauls back and punts it into the street. Seemed like a good idea at the time, but we had asphalt streets. And this is where we learned that asphalt burns. So we lit the street on fire. And it made this huge cloud of back smoke. And we were all standing there watching the street burn and make a giant cloud of black smoke. And then we heard fire engine noises. So we run away into the house, we turn on Gilligan's Island, and we sit down. Maybe no one will notice. Knock.
The police. This is the police.
No.
You get
My mom
arrested for
says,
5 years.
Greg, it's the fire chief, and he would like to talk to you. What does he want to talk about? The fact that the street's on fire, maybe? And he said, well, hello, Mr. Thompson. He knew me for various reasons.
Oh, probably because
They had to foam the street, and the firemen had a good time because they almost never got to foam anything in my town. And a big crowd gathered to watch it, and the red ants ate all the bluegrass, and I didn't get $25. And that's the ants rule the world. We cannot defeat something. It's impossible. The creepy part of the story is you can't win.
That's why I didn't win the cheat.
What happened? The other one is
Wait, what happened to the cheat?
Leaf blower.
No, remember you when I left for my board of review, you started saying you were sitting on the sidewalk. Out comes red ant from Mrs. Smith's yard.
That is the red ant story. I just told the red ant story.
on your shoe.